I started the program earlier talking about my sleeper teams for the summer, going into the summer. Teams that we're not talking about, that we should be talking about. And which team is number one for you on that list? I know which one mine is. I can tap dance a little bit longer because you didn't know this question was coming. And I'm not talking about a team that was bad last year either. I'm talking about a team that was good and has an opportunity to be even better and maybe win it all, even though they didn't last year. Which one is that team for you, Robert Griffin III?
Wow, I mean that's a great question because I don't think the Bills are a sleeper team, right?
Correct.
I think my sleeper team, to be quite honest, would have to be the Baltimore Ravens. They were good last year, even though they were banged up, the most banged up team in the entire league. And Lamar Jackson was the MVP probably halfway through the year, and then he got banged up. So I think the Ravens coming back with the help of Lamar Jackson, they're going to get Marlon Humphrey back, Marcus Peters back. Their offensive line is going to be better with the additions that they made and getting back Ronnie Stanley. They're getting back their top three running backs that were all hurt last year, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and Justice Hill. So I think that would be my sleeper team because they're kind of forgotten about right now in the AFC North. With the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, the Browns, and all the controversy that's going on with them right now. And then, of course, the Steelers with that three-headed monster on defense and then bringing in Kenny Pickett and having all those young, skilled guys. The AFC North, to me, is just as competitive and exciting as the AFC West. So I look at the Ravens and I say that would be a big sleeper team for me, and then the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
I think that
Saints are on my list too. Saints are on my list too. I chose the same church, different pew. I went the Bengals. I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall a team that went to the Super Bowl, lost it, and almost won it and lost it. Nobody talks about them, honestly. and their one glaring weakness, their offensive line. They hit the heck out of it in free agency. They actually shored it up. And they're coming back, and we're not. Nobody's talking about the Bengals. That's number one for me.
Yeah,
Robert.
I actually, I don't disagree. I think the reason no one's talking about the Bengals is because we've had all this craziness going on in the AFC West with all this offensive firepower.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what everyone is really trying to do is match what the Bengals have had when they drafted Jamar Chase. They got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Those big three at wide receiver, and then they brought in Hayden Hurst, who is a former first-round pick at tight end. But I'm with you. What they did on the offensive line is probably the most impressive thing all offseason. It's been a quiet kept secret because it hasn't been a mainstay on ESPN or NFL Live. But Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, and then bringing in Lyle Collins, who had probably my favorite line of the offseason when he showed up and met Joe Burrow and basically told him, no one's going to touch you. Listen, maybe your wife doesn't want to hear that, but as a quarterback, you definitely want to hear your offensive lineman telling you that no one's going to touch you. So I thought that was pretty cool. They've done a really, really good job of shoring up that offensive line like you talked about.